Hello everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. Thanks for tuning in for your reading. So today's reading is going to be how they see you, okay? This is somewhat inspired by a client of mine who regularly comes and calls me asking how pretty much every individual in her life views her, okay? Yes, we have had the conversation about not putting so much weight into how other people view you. So just take this with a grain of salt. It is a general reading. I intend that you get what you need out of the reading and hear what you need to hear. On how your person of interest sees you. This is romantic reading, but it can be talking about someone else. It's up to you to decide. And we're going to get a card to represent you. Like their impressions of you, first impressions, you know, how they view your strengths, etc. You'll see, we'll get into it. You can choose by the thumbnail, the timestamps, or the card that I'm about to pull for you for the 3 groups. So for group 1, all my viewers of group 1, let's get a card for them. Okay. For group 2, for all my viewers of group 2 who will choose group 2, let's get a card for them. And for group 3, for all my viewers who will choose group 3, let's get a card for them. Okay. We've got the Knight of Cups. You could have strong water in your chart. Don't have to. Your person of interest could. This is the Prince or Princess Charming of the deck. It shows a romantic proposal, a gesture. Could be an affectionate or even just a friendly gesture, but it is about a romance, okay? Romance / friendship, and somebody that is pretty much a good communicator, probably speaks in a loving or, charming way. And so this person could be in and out of your life or vice versa, or this just could be the energy. So go ahead and choose however you want if you want to choose group 1. So group 2, we've got the Queen of Wands. So we've got fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Could be strong in your chart, doesn't have to be, could be in theirs. It's a fiery energy, it's the boss woman, feisty personality, confident, self-assured. So this is the energy that's coming through to represent group 2. And for group 3, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. She is self-sufficient, totally, sorry, I'm trying to turn down the noise in the background, resourceful, fertile, domestic. So this could be your person or it could be you. So either way, or it doesn't have to be anybody, just like the pictures on the card, or your intuition is pulling you to a particular group. Remember, just choose a group you're drawn to. Pause the video if you need more time, and we're going to get started with group 1. Welcome group 1. Thanks for tuning into your reading. So how does your person of interest feel about you? How do they feel you, or rather, how do they see you? We're going to see how they see you, how they view you, their first impression of you, what they view your strengths to be. This is their perception. Keep that in mind. Whether you agree with it or not, this is what's coming through about how they view your strengths, how they view your feelings for them, the emotional connection, how they view that, and their overall perception of you. So using my Art Deco Tarot cards, we're going to get, for those who are viewing group 1, those who have chosen and are viewing group 1, tell us how their person of interest, like what is their person of interest's first impression? What was group 1's person of interest's first impression? How do they view group 1, excuse me, stuff's starting to fall over, when they first met you? Wow. Okay, so you could be a Libra. I'm saying wow just because there's stuff trying to happen off camera. It's kind of annoying. Anyway, so you could be a Libra or have it strong in your chart, but this is a card of justice. So their first impressions of you are likely that you're very poised and composed. You could have a Libra rising. Again, you don't have to. I'm also getting Virgo and Libra for some reason, maybe on the cusp, the dividing line between those two. But yeah, this person views you or viewed you. Their first impression of you is that you were composed, that you feel very balanced. Maybe you're very symmetrical, like in your features, the way you dress, the way you carry yourself. There's something about you that feels like even Stevens, balanced basically. So there's something about you, like if you think about like a lawyer or a judge, particularly like a judge, right? This is justice energy. It's like I feel like you maybe were judging them, or that you could if you wanted to. But I'm not really getting that it was in a negative way. More like your posture and your appearance kind of exuded a sense of order and precision and reflected like an inner state of balance. So this person felt like maybe you were really calm within, and perhaps maybe that you meditated, or there was just something solid about you that you were just, again, it just roots back to the energy of being balanced. So there's also something about you being kind of refined or elegant here. Maybe you were very simply dressed. Your makeup was simple if you're a female, which most watching are, but men are welcome as well. If something about you was simple, simply dressed, symmetrical. Again, this thing with symmetrical again. So they feel like something about you just like was harmonious. So that kind of matches with the Knight of Cups energy. So maybe you have some of that Knight of Cups energy yourself. It just feels like good, feels like harmonious. And but also this person kind of viewed you as detached, like maybe you were with the group but you were not part of the group kind of thing. And rational, objective, very fair kind of person. You know, maybe when other people are getting emotional, you respond with a clear response, or you have a clear head, you're very calm. Maybe you're just trying to be that way, and they recognize that effort to be unbiased and objective and not get swept up into things. Just like having some certain amount of emotional stability, some sort of fairness to you, and a desire to make fair and just decisions about things. And maybe even like the mediator in a conflict, as in, you know, someone that kind of tries to calm everyone else down, or just kind of like help people be heard, and just kind of like, you know, mediate, if you know what that word means, and mediate the situation. Okay, so something you just fair, and I'm hearing high-minded about you, something refined, and like you have their first impression of you is that you had or have you know, integrity and balance. So let's get another card to see, you know, this person's how they perceive your strengths. Like, so according to group one's person of interest, what are the strengths of group one? We've got 8 of Wands. Okay, fast and furious, 8 of Wands, Mercury and Sagittarius. You could have that. You don't have to, but it's also very passionate energy, and it's somebody that takes action. It's not somebody that's stuck. It's somebody that says what's on their mind, and it's somebody that goes after what they want. Okay? So even though you have this peaceful exterior, or that was their first impression of you, they still view you as a strong person with a lot of mental strength. Okay? So again, that's passionate fire sign energy, so you could have that strong in your chart, but you don't have to. They feel like your strengths are that you're energetic, maybe like you're always in motion, like you're moving around a lot, or you're moving in general, like maybe you met them at the time you were moving or buying a new vehicle, or just something about movement, but also that you just kind of like, once your mind is made up, you know what you want, you go after it, and you take action. You're not one of those people that just talks about doing something forever and never does it. You're one of those people that does it. And so they feel like you are quick and decisive. So it feels like there's a bit of a shift here, where they thought maybe you were more like going to just sit and kind of observe, and then like be very just and unbiased and very cool-headed and unemotional at first, and then they got to know you better, and they realized that you are somebody that, yeah, you are all those things, but you also are somebody that once you make up your mind, you go after it. You are passionate, and you will take, you know, swift action. You will act with urgency if you need to. You can be decisive. Sometimes Libras get the reputation, Justice/Libra energy gets a reputation of being indecisive, can be for sure. But they find that you are very decisive, or at least they view that as a strength of yours. Maybe even that you're restless or impatient, but they feel like that's good in the sense that it helps you to get things done. Like, it reminds me of a friend of mine that told me, you know, years ago, that it's okay to be nervous because nerves keep you sharp, right? Instead of just always want to be chill all the time. So I think that, you know, this person is viewing you in that way as well. Like, you are basically that you're sharp. Okay, you're alert, you're lively, you're dynamic. There's more to you than meets the eye, and that you are an enthusiastic person, an eager person, a positive person. You have like a proactive approach to life. You're someone that embraces new opportunities. You're optimistic. You like embrace new opportunities with optimism, expecting things to work out for you, like expecting things to go well. This is how they view. They feel like that's a strength of yours, that you get excited about, you know, what lies ahead for you, and like the opportunities in your path. You get excited about that. That you're like ready for change, ready for eagerness, ready to speed things up, ready to get going, right? Engage in things, to develop things, and you're ready to talk, you're ready to communicate. So there's a readiness here that this person finds as a strength of yours. Group 1. Okay, so what do they feel that your feelings are? I'm going to do another reading. We'll look into their feelings towards you. Look out for that. Hit the bell icon to receive a notification when I upload that video. But today we're asking, what do they view your feelings to be, which can be kind of tricky. I do this in private readings, so it's like a little bit of a tongue twister energetically, but we will do it and it works, and we'll see what, like, how do they view your feelings? How do they see your feelings in the situation towards them, whatever wants to come out? How do they view the viewer's feelings, please? For those watching group 1, how does a person of interest view their feelings, please? View the viewer's feelings. See what I mean? View the viewer's feelings. How do they view the viewer's feelings? Page of Cups. Okay. Alright, so there could be an age difference between the two of you. One could be more mature and experienced, regardless of age, doesn't matter, but they're viewing like your feelings as the Page of Cups, that you're an affectionate person, that maybe you're not really showing your full heart, or not showing it anymore. Like, I think that this person feels like, oh, okay, yeah, they feel like, well, actually this person just feels like you're kind of like childlike in your approach to love or affection. Really, that's what I'm getting. I feel like this person does have a lot of emotion. This is a deep, emotionally mature person. So again, they could be older and or more experienced than you, okay, for this general reading. So for some watching, that's the case, and this person is viewing you as the Page of Cups. So Page of Cups is, when it comes to matters of the heart, could be less experienced, could be more dreamy, could wear rose-colored glasses, could have mood swings, you know, on the one hand, be very optimistic and happy and positive. On the other hand, could be very moody and sad and weepy. You know, it's not saying that you have these emotional extremes. Again, this is what your person is viewing you, or if this is your reading and you chose correctly, this is, you know, what should be resonating with you, that this person feels this way about your feelings. Okay? It's like this person feels like, just like things, like you have a newfound appreciation for love. Like you have a newfound appreciation for things, right? It doesn't mean that you're new to love or new to relationships, but there is like a newness to your energy that they perceive. Like some feelings are still new to you, or it's like a renewal. So maybe you had been in situations where you'd gone through a long dry spell, not having been with someone beforehand, or that you had gotten your heart broken, and when you met this person, then you were starting to come out of that. But either way, it's the feeling, the energy. Just that you look at relationships in a new way with rose-colored glasses. You feel happy and childlike when you're with them. You feel like, you know, the situation just brought out your inner child, and that's how they perceived it, is that your inner child was brought out, or is brought out here. So they feel like if you are actually in a relationship, like if this is a romantic partner, ex, whatever, fill in the blank, this person feels like you, basically that you were dreamily in love with them, or you are dreamily in love with them, or infatuated with them, and that again, like the situation maybe was in the early, or is in the early stages, and you know how we all, well, not all, but to make a nice generalization, people are infatuated in the earlier stages are more likely to be like wearing rose-colored glasses in the earlier stages of a relationship than they are later on. So maybe this relationship hasn't gotten that far yet, or there's just something about this connection that keeps making you feel young, youthful, seeing it through youthful glasses, something along those lines. Can it be vice versa or interchangeable? Yes, peanut gallery in the back, it can. They can be feeling that way about you. But if we're being honest, this is for the majority of people who chose this group, that this person really does feel like your perception of them, the situation was clouded, or is clouded by optimism. Like, again, it's just you feeling like a childlike fascination with this, and everything seeming like delightful and new to you, and maybe you were overpowered by that. Okay, Interesting. So let's get the next card. The emotional connection. How do they view this emotional connection with you? How do they view it? For everyone watching group 1. How does a person of interest view their emotional connection? Got the King of Wands. Wow. So it's fire sign energy. You could be dealing with the fire sign. They could have it strong in your chart, or you could. You don't have to. But the King of Wands is saying that this person feels like that there is a sense of this connection being innovative, like new, even for them. And they feel like they're viewing this as something that is innovative, like the King of Wands. King of Wands, again, is that action-oriented energy. It's someone, though, that has matured past just being reactive, but into somebody who takes calculated risks, and somebody that's not afraid to do what they love and what inspires their passion. And so that's how this person feels about this connection. They feel like this is something new. It's inspired new thinking in both of you. That it's one of strong decision-making abilities, like there is a certain level of decisiveness between the two of you, like a decision has been made firmly, and or could be like there is decision-making abilities in this connection. So maybe that's coming from you and they perceive it as coming from you. You're coming out as justice earlier, but regardless of their decision-making abilities, they feel like this connection, emotionally speaking, is one where you both feel like you can make decisions here. Also, this is a strategic connection. This person feels the emotional aspects of it is kind of strategic because, well, we did get this moodiness with the Page of Cups. The Knight of Cups can be moody as well. Regardless, though, it's just saying like making strategic decisions regarding the emotional connection, right? Being careful, like to dot your I's, cross your T's, like watch whose toes you're stepping on, like it can be, because it's a changeable situation, maybe a little bit of walking on eggshells at times. Just for example, there's something here about that, okay? So there is this leadership energy with the King. All kings are leaders, so perhaps if you're here for strong masculine, they feel like they have to take the lead in the situation, or they had to take the lead in the situation, perhaps even in a passionate sense as well for those that got physical with this person, but they view it as something that has been like an exercise for them, like practice for them on thinking in a new way, almost like broadening their horizons, being more innovative. I think that's coming from this Page of Cups energy that you bring to the table and how they feel that you feel about the situation. So they're taking a little bit from that and are like looking at things in a new kind of way. So with an innovative mindset, and it makes them feel confident about whatever decisions that they're making here, and just whatever decisions that they're making to shape their own reality and to shape their circumstances effectively. So I do feel like this is your person of interest, regardless of their sign. King of Wands energy, very fiery, very passionate, bold leader, powerful, charming, courageous. This is Louis Armstrong. He's a Leo. So maybe you're dealing with a Leo, or somebody has that in their chart strongly. Trying to get things organized here off camera. So that's what we've got. Now let's go on to the overall perception of you. So for the viewers of group 1, what is their person's overall perception of them? For the viewers of group 1, what is their person's overall perception of them? Excuse me. Group 1's person's overall perception of group 1. 10 of Cups. Okay. Very positive. It's a very family-oriented, emotionally fulfilling card. Excuse me while I organize off camera. There we go. Okay. So anyway, okay. No salt coating. The Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is a very happy, very good card. Okay. Overall, this person views you as a happy, good person. You could have a family. You could be close to your family members, or you're the type of person with whom they can see themselves having a happy family. Overall, they see you as somebody that is content and joyful and happy and warm and inviting. That like your facial expressions, even your body language and everything, just tends to like radiate happiness, radiate light. You could be, I mean, like if you were the type of person that when you smile, it's genuine, or at least this is how your person is seeing you. When you smile, it's genuine or relaxed, peaceful. You have something about your demeanor that's very chill or peaceful, or this is how they're viewing it. Again, this kind of rolls back to that justice energy, but it's a more warm and fuzzy energy of that justice energy. So it's like they're coming full circle, realizing that, you know, you are authentic to their first impression, but even more kind of like emotional and more emotionally mature. And there is a lot more potential for happily ever after with you, perhaps, than maybe what they once saw, or maybe you're more ready for that now, whereas there's justice was detached energy. The Ten of Cups is a happier, more interactive, loving energy. So it's the energy of somebody that's emotionally fulfilled, just radiating happiness and satisfaction. For an odd few, this is your husband, could be, or your wife. Majority of you watching, this is probably somebody that you are just dating or have in the past. But either way, this person feels like you're somebody that deeply connects to those that you love, and that more than likely includes them. And that you find really a lot of joy in your family life, or, you know, the life of your relationships with your friends. Like your friends feel like family to you, regardless of if it's blood family or not. This person perceives you as someone that finds a lot of joy in family. And so also, like, you need, in order for you to be happy, you need harmony. Go again back to that justice energy. In order for you to be happy, you need harmony, and that's essential. Like, you will not tolerate any kind of disharmonious interactions or connections with people, and maybe that's why you come across as a justice on first impression. When you first meet someone, you give off this air as, I'm going to withhold judgment until I see who you are, until I see the truth of the situation, and then at that time I will take action and execute. And in this case, you found that this person was worthy of love and affection, at the very least attention, affectionate attention. And at that point, things have heated up, and then now overall this person is just seeing you as, you know, somebody that is you know, very emotional, but also emotionally satisfied. Somebody that makes other people feel welcome and loved. Those people that you love and care about, maybe you're like this with strangers as well, but they perceive you as somebody that makes people feel welcomed and loved, and make people feel like they belong, and you just kind of like bring this emotional richness to the situation. Like, your presence is comforting, reassuring. You provide a sense of stability and warmth to people, to this person, whoever. This is how they're perceiving you. So and again, family, they feel like you're somebody that family is very important to you. You're somebody that, who family is very important to you, and your emotional fulfillment is very important to you. So not just cash, money, reputation, status, whatever, but your emotional fulfillment is essential. That's like your first and foremost. And that goes along with the King of Wands, because the King of Wands is the King of Wands, as opposed to like the King of Swords or the Emperor. He's the King of Wands because he does like to have a balance. He likes to pursue his passions and his interests and his hobbies, even if those hobbies and interests, for example, don't yield like any wealth or status or anything. They will still do it because it's what they love to do, and in doing so, they become a better person to be around, a more loving, a more warm person to be around, because their happiness with themselves radiates from within, and it affects and warms those around them. This is your reading, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. Hit the like button and subscribe. It does support the channel and help to keep it going. Hit the bell icon so you don't miss my next reading. If you'd like a private reading, my contact information is in the description box. And there's still also that deal for 5 minutes for $1 for Keen. That link is also down below for new customers. I'm going to move on to group 2. Thanks for watching. Hello everyone who chose group 2. If you chose the Queen of Wands, this reading is for you. Thanks for bearing with me with the background noise. Getting too ahead of myself here with the speech, right? But bearing with me regarding the background noise, can't be helped. I have closed captioning on my videos, so you can always choose to mute the video and use that. So anyway, for those who have chosen group 2, our Queen of Wands individuals, we want to know, we're going to do like 5-card spread, how this person sees you, okay? Their first impression of you, their, like how they view your strengths, how they view your feelings, how they view your emotional connection, the emotional connection between the two of you, and then just like their overall perception of you, okay? So the first card that we're pulling is impression. First impression, how does this person, what was this person's first impression towards group 2? For everyone watching group 2, what were their person of interest first impression? Okay. Excuse me. With the 7 of Fire, okay? Fire sign energy, it's a very hard-working, tough energy, somebody that defends their turf, okay? So that's what's coming through here, you know. So you could have the, again, we've got 2 fire sign cards, so, you know, probably there is some sort of fire sign connection here, whether you guys have it, you know, strong in your chart or it's showing up in some other respect, but that's what's coming out. Very passionate, very fiery. What this card says is defend your beliefs and decisions, stand your ground, choose your battles wisely. So that's how they perceived you on their first impression of you. So you defend your beliefs and your decisions, you stand your ground, you choose your battles wisely. Okay, physically this person felt like you, that you appeared strong. You appeared determined, like you were ready to confront any challenge head on, like you're not somebody to back down from a fight. They might have seen you being like unfairly ganged up on. That can be 7 of fire energy too as well sometimes, but not necessarily. It's only that way, not because you've necessarily done anything wrong, but because, you know, when you are doing well, then you attract haters, right? Unfortunately, like I don't want to speak that into the universe, not in my universe. Everyone is lovely and supportive in my universe, but in somebody's universe that's watching, you know, that's the energy for some. Okay, general reading, not every message for everybody. Take what resonates, okay? So bottom line, person felt like you were determined and that that you were confident, that you like probably had like something about you like looked like firm, strong. I'm hearing powerful, but also like you were resolved. Like maybe you guys were maybe you were at work or at school or playing athletics or at the gym, I don't know, but there's this energy of having like a firm kind of resolute expression, like this is what I have to do and I'm doing it. But there's just something about you that just reflects your inner strength and just kind of like this energy of that you're ready to tackle anything, you know, that you are somebody that once you make up your mind, you stick to it, and like once you take on a challenge, you stick to it. Okay, so that's also something about you that this person felt was very resilient, like maybe you had been through some tough times, but yet you were coming out of it okay, right? Because I'm getting kind of the vibe of Angela Bassett in waiting to exhale, where she's sitting at the counter in the hotel after she had done her first round in battle in court with her soon-to-be ex-husband, and Wesley Snipes comes up to her and says, "You've taken his best shot, and look at you. You're sitting here, makeup's perfect, totally relaxed, you know, you're a warrior." So that's kind of the thing. So maybe that was something that some can resonate with, some similar type of scenario. But either way, you know, this person feels like you were just really somebody that was down for yourself, like in terms of having your own back and having strong values, having strong convictions, and that you're somebody that, you know, you ain't no punk, so to speak, right? Emotionally very strong, robust, very fiercely determined, very fire sign energy is what I'm getting here, regardless of sign. So somebody that kind of just upholds their principles and just resists any form of pressure. Like, you're not somebody that's going to subscribe to peer pressure. At least they didn't view you that way. They didn't see you doing that. Okay, they feel like you're somebody that would resist any form of opposition or pressure. Also, you're not going to just let anybody talk crazy to you either. Like, I mean, not that anybody was. I don't know what your situation is, but that's just the energy, again, of the Seven of Wands. So fortitude, that's what it means, to stand firm, to face adversity, to embody a spirit of defiance and persistence. So doing all of that wonderful stuff, and I think it was inspiring for this person. This is known as the Courage card, Mars in Leo. So you could have that in your chart, okay? And I feel like it was inspiring for this person, inspired within them, you know, to do the same, you know, to stand up for their beliefs, to face challenges with courage and determination as a result of, you know, the way, like the example that you were setting as a result of your confidence and strength. So, wow. Okay, good. See what this person views your strengths as. Well, we already kind of saw, like, a lot of this is this person viewing you as having a lot of strength. I don't know why I'm shuffling so much. Changing things up a bit. Sometimes I just shuffle once and then just pull the cards from the top. Sometimes I just shuffle for each card that I pull. There is no wrong way. There's only the way that you're in tune with. Okay? So anyway, saying anyway a lot as well. Some of my past life as a teacher is coming through. I find that a lot as well. Well, I'm just like trying to manage the classroom all the time, but you guys are not a classroom. You're my wonderful viewers, and we've got the Chariot. Exactly. Just trying to get things done. Important achievements, self-discipline, willpower, public recognition. Just trying to get stuff done. So I feel like that resonates with those watching. That's why I'm bringing it up. So what does this person feel like your strengths are? For those who are watching a group 2, what does their person of interest feel that group 2's strengths are? And we're not taking a bunch of cards, thank you. That was the Queen of Waters. You could be a very lovely and loving person. Queen of Waters really has a deep understanding of others. She's very understanding and empathetic, but tell us more. We've got 10 of Water as well showing up. Wow. Strengths for group 2. How does this person perceive their strength? King of Water. Okay, so there's that water again. Strong water and fire here. Water and fire together make steam. So, excuse me. As we can see on the card, it says trustworthy, compassionate, respected, cultured. Okay, so this person felt like your strengths were all of those things. Or presently, this person feels like that, because that's what we're asking, right? What do they view or perceive your strengths as? So we've got the King of Cups. That's saying this person views your strengths as someone that has an open heart and mind to those around you, trustworthy and heartfelt, give trustworthy and heartfelt advice, charity work. So you could do some charity work. I'm not going to lie, I am being drawn for some. Yeah, I'm definitely being drawn for some. To read some of this in the reverse, okay? Because King of Water was trying to come out in reverse, so there are some messages regarding what this person perceives your strengths as that have to do with the reverse meaning of, you know, the King of Cups. So it's like this person feels like, okay, King of Cups is very chill energy. We know him to be like a very deeply feeling individual, but rarely shows it. Like on the surface, it's like, you know, what do you call it? Calm waters run deep, that kind of thing. Still waters run deep. So on the surface, he's very chill, but underneath, he's got a lot going on. Just think of the ocean. Then, you know, think of, you know, Think of Neptune, the god Neptune, you know, in his realm, whatever, you know, it's the ocean. You can, on a calm day, it looks very smooth, and then, but you know what's going, look at all the stuff that's going on underneath in the surface. So it's a metaphor for the King of Water's energy of who they are. But this person feels like, yes, you embody that and that potential, but they also feel like you're unsettled, that there's something about you that is a little bit unpredictable or inconsistent, and they feel like for some reason that it actually benefits you. And maybe it's because you keep them guessing or keep other people guessing. They feel like there's a certain like emotional turmoil underneath the surface with you that might cause you to be a little bit moody, your moods to fluctuate, make you feel a little bit restless or uncomfortable, and like this can be seen. Like, so you're not that great at always holding all of that emotional depth within. Like, maybe you're trying to, if you were in the King of Cups upright, then, you know, you'd be successful at holding all of those feelings inside. At least for this person, they feel like you're not always able to hide what you're feeling. So in that sense, you wear your heart on your sleeve, and maybe you show more of what's going on inside of you than you intend to. And for some reason, this person feels like that's a strength. Okay? They're really like looking at that as someone that's very strong. And I'm getting Scorpio energy with that too, but it could be any water sign energy here. So I'm also getting that you know how to, you know, navigate emotional situations to your advantage. It could be perceived as emotional manipulation to some extent, but this person is not perceiving that as a bad thing. Okay, now I'm not talking about if you're horrible, like you're a sociopath and you're totally emotionally manipulating people. No, I'm talking about just knowing how to, depends on the situation, right? Seven of Fire would indicate that you have been in a challenging situation. Maybe you were just coming out of a really difficult situation, or you were just entered a really difficult situation after like a successful period of your life, and it was like things had been rough. They perceived you, first impression, as things being rough for you, but they also saw you being able to handle yourself and navigate the emotional waters and the turmoil that you felt within, like emotionally unsettled feelings that you were experiencing, and then still dealing with people, the sharks in your water, and knowing how to deal with them, knowing what to say, and like just knowing how to navigate that intuitively. And yes, maybe be a little bit emotionally manipulative, but only in a way that would allow you to enforce your boundaries. And this person kind of felt like you wore your heart on your sleeve, and yes, you did need to work on your boundaries. And on one sense, like you're ready to fight, you're right, we've got that. But in another sense, when it came to like people who touched you in an emotional way, people that you connected with emotionally, then you were soft on them, right? You were soft on them, your boundaries became questionable, and this person saw you struggling with that, but they felt like it was a strength that you were able still to even kind of learn from those lessons and apply that to creating better boundaries for yourself, and still be able to navigate those waters that were tricky and your own tricky emotions in order to, you know, basically get what you want, in order to ground yourself is what I'm getting. Okay. So very interesting energy with that King of Cups energy in reverse. Person, like their feelings for you are like, rather, maybe for some of you that's their feelings for you too, and you're sitting there like, yeah, that sounds like them, cool, then that's their feelings for you. Take it how it resonates. This is meant to be how they view your strengths though. And so they view you as empathetic, emotionally intelligent, able to manage your feelings with great skill. Although for some of you, not so much. Like they saw those times when you weren't always ready. You were like the King of Cups with training wheels on, okay? Basically for a lot of you. This person felt like, hey, the strength is that this person knows, you know, where their shortcomings are, and like that they need a little bit extra help, that they need those training wheels, and they're not too proud to learn, and they're not too proud to try, and they're doing it despite the emotional disruptions they're obviously experiencing, whether they're trying to hide it or not. King of Cups usually does try to keep things to themselves, but with the King of Cups reverse people watching, you weren't as able to keep, you know, your emotions kind of hidden, or like to maintain, you know, that poker face. You weren't able to do that, and this person felt like in a sense that was strength, because, you know, sometimes it is strength. It's strength to be vulnerable in a challenging world. It is strength to be able to do that. So this person viewed it as that. Okay. So, but for others of you, they do feel like you were, like one of your strengths is that you're balanced emotionally, you're mature, and bottom line, regardless if we're reading this upright or in reverse, this person feels like one of your strengths is that you can navigate complex emotional landscapes with ease and grace. Okay, good. So the emotional connection, how does this person perceive the emotional connection between themselves and group 2? All right. How does group 2's person perceive the emotional connection? Nope, just one card between these two. Queen of Fire. So we're back to the Queen of Fire. Fire sign energy, confident, warm, intelligent, graceful. Okay. So that is how this person is viewing this. Also at the bottom it says, stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. So this person perceives the emotional connection as one where people are being confident, warm, and intelligent, one where people are able to spread their wings and fly, not underestimate themselves, really come into their power of being a strong person, full force, strong person, graduating from the Seven of Wands to the Queen of Wands or the King of Cups energy, being able to assert oneself, one's independence, and one's creativity. So as far as the emotional connection, there could be very high energy between the two of you right now. You could be in a serious relationship. Not all who watch are in a serious relationship, but this Queen of Energy, and like we've got kings and queens, we've got older people energy here. Even if you're young, in your teens or 20s, you have to be over 18 to watch my channel. You still have, like, this isn't emotionally mature or something mature about this connection at present. There's like the strong presence of charisma between the two of you. This is a phase of passion and dynamic approach to the situation. It's a time of like facing things and being of influence to those around you. So it's like this relationship is magnetic. It is something that attracts other people to it. It is something that influences those around you. Like, you know, this would have more of an influence on other people than other relationships would. Okay? It's one that's also like power couple dynamic energy as well, whether it's manifested as such yet, or maybe in your individual lives you guys are experiencing new possibilities that are likely to lead to success, so success in your future. So it is a time that kind of is promising, not kind of, but is promising personal and professional growth and opportunities, and making the most, you know, making the most out of those opportunities. So it feels like the connection, they are viewing this emotional connection as everything I just said. So even if you're like, that doesn't really sound like my, okay, what are you here for? You're here to hear how this person feels about your connection, your emotional connection. Okay? This is how they see it anyway. This is how they see it. And so if you chose the right group, then you should be able to kind of be like, okay, I can see that. All right. If not, choose a different group. Check out the playlist link down below for a different reading. But this is what we're getting. For those that it resonates with, this person is viewing this emotional connection as vibrant, confident, and attractive. Like it does attract them. Now, the Queen of Fire was trying to come out in reverse. So yes or no, do we need to take it in reverse? Like for some people, of course we do. Okay. Because everything isn't always roses and sunshine, but we already know that, right? So with that being said, there is this element of some sort of doubt going on, maybe some self-doubt going on within this connection. They view that this emotional connection is full of some sort of self-doubt, like somebody has self-doubt. There could be some emotional manipulation going on. We got that earlier with the King of Cups. So, you know, who's emotionally manipulating who here? Like maybe whoever identifies more with the King of Cups energy. If not those signs, then those traits. Maybe whoever that is, perhaps the masculine, since there's a man on the card, they're being more emotionally manipulative. I feel like a lot of my viewers and clients would say that's what it was, but you just decide. So something about there being you know, like this person viewing the emotional connection as being somehow emotionally manipulative, or maybe like it's burning out or it's burnt out, that maybe there is some just kind of like people getting tired with the situation, like the situation is tired, and it could be like being tired due to dealing with emotionally manipulative individuals or situations. Okay, so maybe like what you should be doing and what maybe this person is thinking they should be doing is really prioritizing their own self-care and working on themselves and on regaining and maintaining emotional balance and confidence, as opposed to pursuing something that might be emotionally manipulative or causing insecurity or doubt, or burning the candle at both ends. In other words, especially if it's two fire signs that you're here for, burning that candle at both ends, burning the situation out, burning each other out, something along those lines. Okay. So, but also, relationship situations are dynamic. So the other flip side of that coin is that this person views this emotional connection as being very vibrant and very attractive to them. All right, I'm going to shuffle one more time, and then we're going to get the overall perception of you. And if this reading is resonating, please hit the like button and subscribe. It does keep the channel going and help other people to find the reading. Helps the YouTube algorithm and all that. This is the simplest way to support those who are aiming to support you. With that being said, overall perception of the viewer, please. Is this whole deck upside down? I'm just trying to see. Is this whole deck upside down? No, not really. Just a second, guys. Okay, anyway. 5 of water. Overall perception of you. So are we taking it upside down, reverse? Yes or no? Because I don't play spirit. I don't play spirit. You need to talk to me and tell me what you want me, how you want me to read this. Okay, so 5 of Cups. This is how this person's perceiving you. Okay, things not turning out the way you'd hoped, not seeing the positive in the situation, crying over spilt milk. Okay, so that's kind of a tough thing, right? That's a tough thing to hear. With this person's overall perception of you is that you might be in this energy of crying over spilt milk, of things just not turning out the way that you had hoped that they would. Okay, but like I said, I am being guided for the majority of you. This is to be read in the 5 of Cups reversed energy in terms of how this person is viewing you overall. And this person is viewing you overall as somebody that's starting to understand that you can change your circumstances, and you're starting to understand what you can change versus what you cannot change. Okay. So for example, if there was an ending in the situation or something else that caused you grief in your life personally or with relation to this, you've come to a place of acceptance. Okay, that's how this person perceives you, as having come to a place of acceptance, that you're no longer sad, you're no longer angry, you're no longer bargaining, trying to, I had this client yesterday on my phone line who was talking about this person that they supposedly just met online, and this person was under fire and they were trying to support them by reaching out, but this was a stranger, right? And then the client wanted to know, why isn't this person really responding to me? I'm just trying to flirt. I only think this person's hot. I just want to flirt. And it's like, okay, first of all, the cards are saying you're lying. You really want to have a relationship with this person, but okay, I'm going to let you say what you want. Number 2 is that you're bargaining. You're keep bargaining and trying to find a little loophole into this person's life who isn't, receptive. This is a stranger. You saw them online, you saw them going through stuff, you reached out and said, hey, I support you. That was nice. That was a friendly gesture to do. This person does appreciate it to that extent. But beyond that, you just keep throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what will stick, and nothing's sticking because this person is oblivious. They're averse to this connection. They don't want what you want. So what I'm saying is that you're not in the bargaining stage. So I don't think that client watches this channel, but even if they did, they're anonymous. But somebody out there needed to hear that. Some of you, particularly my Leos, because we've got strong fire here, but could be any sign, might have been in that energy of, I'm just trying to find a way to manipulate my way. Because there's a certain amount of manipulation when we're trying to manipulate the 3D by behaving in a certain way, acting a certain way, holding back at a certain time to do such an X, Y, and Z, basically doing algebra in your relationships in order to try to make something happen. So nobody's doing that here anymore. This person doesn't perceive you doing that, whether you did or not in the past. Some of you did, let's be honest. So others of you know that doesn't really resonate at all, but you know what I'm talking about. So that's not happening. And they see you as somebody that has surrendered to what is. And that's a good thing. Okay, they feel like you're calm now. They feel like you're looking forward to your future, and that you're somebody that is letting go of the past and entering into like a new relationship or a new phase within this relationship. For those that are in a relationship with this person, that maybe you did have a lot of baggage that you were carrying from your past, and that at that time you were very sad and like really distraught over it. Yeah, because that Seven of Wands energy says that when this person's first impressions of you was that, you know, you kind of like you were under attack, or you felt like you were in defensive mode, right? So now this person did feel like you were sad before, and now they're saying that you're not anymore, and that you're at a place where you're just ready to let it all go and just ready to explore your future. So it is a good sign if you want to start over in a relationship. You know, it's a good sign that you're ready, and like you don't have to deal with baggage anymore. And yes, can it be talking about your person feeling the same way, like they're that Five of Cups in reverse energy? No, it's mostly talking about you. If you feel like it's the other way around, you go ahead and flip it. Spirit is saying for the majority, no, this is talking about you. Like everybody has baggage from their past, but this person's perceiving you as somebody that maybe was carrying a bit more baggage than some. And that's not a judgment on you. It's just that you are not letting it weigh you down anymore. Like you're cutting your losses. So that's what's coming through with that. Did I need to get anything else, or we've already gone through your reading? Thanks guys for tuning in. That was an interesting one. I appreciate you. Please hit the like button and subscribe. It supports the channel and helps to keep it going. If you'd like to stick around for group 3 or choose a different group if this didn't fully resonate, you can check out the playlist link down below, or order a private reading. We still have got that $5, 5 minutes for $1. Can I just say that 87 times so that muscle cell memory kicks in and I can finally, say it without hesitation, which is what I prefer. But anyway, for keen new customers, link down below. $1 for 5 minutes if you want a private reading. Thanks guys for tuning in. I appreciate you, and I'm going to move on to group 3. All right, hello everyone who has tuned in for group 3. Thanks for tuning into your reading. So we're doing our 5-card spread today on how they see you, your person of interest, the one you came to the reading for. How do they see you? What was their first impression of you? How do they see your strengths, your feelings, your emotional connection that you have with them? And what is their overall perception of you, okay? So you came out as the Queen of Pentacles, so you could have strong Earth in your chart. Some of you definitely have strong Earth in your chart with the Four of Pentacles forcing his way out. Getting strong Taurus vibes here, as well as Capricorn. But even if you're a Virgo, or even if you're none of those things, this is still a reading for you. I'm getting strong Leo energy again. But let's get started. Also water energy. Okay, everybody's here. Got it, Spirit, got it. All right, so first impressions for those who have tuned in. Their person of interest. What were their person of interest's first impressions of them? For those who have tuned in. Those watching, got the World in reverse. Lovely. Okay, taking it in reverse, yes or no? No. So that's good. But even in reverse, it's the best card in the deck, you guys. So even in reverse, it still would have been a good reading. So I mean, it still would have been a great, fantastic first impression. But for the majority of you, or all of you, Spirit's saying just to read it in the upright position, which means that this person thought of you as being extremely attractive. You could be very shapely, have a very nice figure, whether you're a man or a woman. There's a woman on the card. Most who watch are women, so there you go. and they could have felt like they were meant to meet you, that you were like a soulmate energy, because this is the world. Somebody that's on top of the world. They could have, in a more mundane sense, met you after you had just gotten a promotion, just graduated from college or something where you just finished some sort of a tough cycle, something that really tried you, and was a real long journey. It could have even been that you moved to some place, like there's some sort of move involved, and at the end of that rainbow was you. Okay, so that's how this person felt when they first met you. Okay, the first impression of you was someone that is worldly and experienced. That you could be, I'm getting Aquarius, Sagittarius, and Capricorn vibes. But again, any sign. Okay, some of my Tauruses that I know are very well traveled, which you wouldn't think that they were, because they're always described with that. Just, you know, sun sign astrology is meant to be taken with a grain of salt. Even though it's very accurate a lot of times, you know, it doesn't spell everything out for you. It could even be a fixed sign. But bottom line, what are their first impressions of you? That you seem like you were content, you were balanced, that you had a sense of completeness and satisfaction. Do you, like, you were content, like you had accomplished something, you know, after you gotten something that you have worked for so long and you have it, there's that like moment where you're waiting to exhale and you're able to exhale, and then you're just chill, and anybody that happens to be entering your life or passing by and observing you in that moment would think, you know, wow, what a balanced person. What a calm and satisfied person. That's how this person, that was their first impression of you. That you're stable, you're mature, that you kind of like, especially emotionally mature, maybe emotional in general is what I'm getting here, but in control of that. So something that, like, you're like, maybe you were into meditation or something, I don't know what this, it's a very nice energy, you know, feeling peaceful, feeling fulfilled. I cannot salt coat the world. Okay, so this person's first impression of you was that you were emotionally grounded, that you had worked through a lot of life's challenges to achieve a state of inner harmony and balance. And I mean, it's a state that most of us like want to achieve, and that many of us do multiple times throughout our lives. And so you were at it's one of those times in life where you're at your sweet spot, right? And if you've ever been there, then you know what that feels like. So this person felt like, you know, that you were complete in and of yourself, like you didn't need anybody else or anything else to complete you. Okay, and that you were a worldly person as well. I'm just getting that worldly energy, connectivity. Maybe you're on your phone a lot, maybe you're researching a lot, maybe you're reading a lot, maybe you're interacting out in your community, social community a lot, but you were not somebody that was dragged down by things. Like, you didn't let petty nonsense get to you. If there were like haters in your midst, you were oblivious to it. They could not get to you. Okay, that's how this person felt about you. Okay, so they felt inspired, felt like you were an inspirational person, that, you know, people, not just them, but they saw other people sensing that you were whole and complete in and of yourself, and that you were somebody that had experienced achievement in life, and somebody that had realized their potential in some way, shape, or form. So you could even have been dressed differently than those around you. You were not cookie cutter, just be like everybody else, but you had something different about you. I'm being drawn to the hair. See how she's got flaming red hair in this card. She's wearing purple. I don't think that's a particularly popular color these days. You know, when I was young it was for a time, but yeah. Just saying that there's something different or worldly about you. That, you know, there was something about you that was more confident, the kind of confidence and contentment that comes from somebody that's seen, you know, different societies. Okay, like you had been, like somebody that's well-traveled. One of the best things about being well-traveled is if you do happen to see other societies where people are not as well off as you are, it changes your perspective, makes you more grateful for the things that you have. Kind of getting Goldie Hawn and Overboard vibes, because, you know, she was this rich bitch, and then she got amnesia and ended up having to live amongst the poor, and then when she came back and remembered her life as being a rich person, and she went back on her yacht, then she was a different person, like a better person, a happier and more content person. So that'll resonate in some way, shape, or form for some of you. That sense of, like, if you know, you know. feeling more complete as a result of what you've been through. Even if you hadn't traveled, but you just have a worldly perception. Something has like broadened your horizons. At least this person perceived you that way. And also that you were a blend of various cultural influences. So maybe you are of mixed race, or like, for example, your parents are Asian, right? And they're old school Asian, and but your dad is black. And so you've got like a mixture. Or just like, even if you are, I don't know, like your dad has a very strong German heritage, but your mom has a very strong like French heritage, anything. There's something about you that was like a mix, a combination of different influences, and that would suggest that you were well traveled and that you were experienced, even if you weren't. So let's go ahead and look at this person, how they view your strengths currently, and what do they think your strengths are. For those who have tuned into group 3, those watching group 3, what does their person feel that group 3's strengths are? Wow. We've got Aries and Scorpio energy coming through here with the Tower. I'm just reading. This is the Mood Tarot. I don't know that all of the messages on here are appropriate to read on YouTube. I mean, I'm sure they're just meant to be funny, keep the reader entertained as we, navigate sometimes some very difficult energies. This is a pretty easy, pretty chill energy so far. I'm reading the world's energy. Better luck next time. Also, you're drunk. See, this is what she's talking about. Like, a devil may care, but I don't, and you need to chill out because you act a fool, because she's above that. So this person basically saw you, and their strengths that they feel like you have is, I don't even know like how to resonate that, so I'm not, it's nothing, I don't know, we'll see. Strengths, Tower, wow. Okay, so one of the strengths this person thinks that you have is that you are striking and unforgettable. Like, it doesn't matter when you met this person or how long you know someone, they're always going to remember you. At least this person feels like that. They feel like you have the strength of being unforgettable, that your energy is so intense that you make people feel excited and unsettled as well. You certainly made them feel that way. This is a card of like sexual excitement as well, for those that resonates with. But bottom line, either way, this person feels like you have a way of exciting those around you. Well, not everybody's in the world energy, so if you meet somebody who's in the world energy, that is exciting, because you're just used to going through the world with everybody being asleep or unconscious, or on some level of just kind of like working a day, like their nose to the grindstone, or just focusing on whatever they need to do, when the world person is like self-actualized, fully awake, evolved. So if you meet somebody in that phase and stage of their life, that is exciting to see. If you happen to look up from your phone and see somebody in this energy, it is going to catch your eye. This person feels like that's a strength for you. But also that you do have something that's commanding and bold about you, and it leaves a lasting impression on other people. And it could just be the way that you look. Like maybe you do your eye makeup dramatically, maybe you dress dramatically, maybe there's just something, the way that you carry yourself, that feels bold. On this card, the World card, she's nude. Maybe you're a nudist. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe you like to show a lot of skin when you're dressing, right? Like in the way that you dress. Who knows? You've got a bomb body. Some of you really have a nice body. So I said that before. If so, like this person's very impressed by that. There's just something, bottom line, either way, impressive about you. And this person feels like all of that is a strength, which it is, let's face it. Somebody that has this ability to tear down like structures that don't deserve to stand anyway. And you could even not even intend to do it, but your presence, like if you're in a room of darkness and you like light a lighter, it creates a flame, creates light, right? You disperse darkness. That's the energy. And anybody that's trying to live false around you, they have that wall come crumbling down. Okay? I'm getting John Cougar Mellencamp, and the wall comes tumbling down. Something like that. That's a song. Anyway, yeah. It comes tumbling. That's what happened. That's what happens. This person feels like that's a strength of yours. Some people might not. They'll be like, oh my gosh, this person's so disruptive. Even though they're chill, there's something about them. Whenever they're around, something happens. Well, it only happens to situations in situations that are faulty to begin with, that are deeply flawed to begin with, that were a castle built on sand to begin with. You can't build your castle on sand. Sand shifts. It's going to fall down. All you do maybe is facilitate that with your energy, with your presence. And I'm looking at it as more of, you being a light in a dark room sort of thing. As you're being the energy that clears the way. You're like a cleansing force. And maybe some people find that a bit intimidating. But, there's a use for intimidation. Some people can use that intimidation to get what they want and to assert themselves. As long as their cause is good, then it just becomes another tool in their toolbox, right? So I think mostly too that this person finds you intriguing, and as a result of that, they feel like that's a strength, that you're intriguing. You can be intimidating when you want to be, but you also kind of like shine a light where how's it go? Shine a light where angels fear to tread. You shine a light where angels fear to tread. And monsters live in the dark. So once that light's on, they disappear. And that's just a fact. That's an analogy. My really spiritual people will know that it's not as flippant as it sounds. It's really true. So emotionally speaking, this person feels like the fact that you can be a bit disruptive, even, and unpredictable. You do bring light to the hidden truths. Like you create those emotional shifts that need to be. Like you are someone that creates shifts in the world. I mean, we all do, but in their perception of you, they feel like it's a strength, that you can even evoke strong reactions from other people. So if people are living a lie, they're not going to live a lie long around you, okay? Not because you're going to be like in their face and say, hey, you're living a lie because of X, Y, and Z, just because you're a light. Again, unconsciousness cannot exist, ignorance cannot exist in the light of consciousness. So who are you people? Of course you're watching my channel. Of course you would resonate with me. That makes perfect sense to me. Good. I'm glad you're here. So, but why it seems disruptive on the surface for people that don't want to rock the boat, it's a cure to the underlying tensions and the unacknowledged truths. It brings those to light so that things can get better. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. Now, that's a very worldly way of looking at it, and some of you do have that grounded earth energy, or your person does. In reality, ignorance is bliss. In reality, if you're doing it right, like if you know, taking your attention away from that which you do not want to exist actually makes it disappear on a quantum level. But for this dynamic in this story, in your story, for those who are watching that resonate with this is nothing but helpful. That your individual impact is very profound, and it does force those around them to confront realities that they may have previously ignored or avoided in a way that can only help the situation get better. Okay? It might not look that way at first. It might look the opposite of that. But this person feels like it's a good thing, okay? Because they're viewing it as your strength. So let's see how they view your emotional connection. So for those watching group 3, how does a person of interest view their emotional connection with group 3? Okay, we've got, what does it say? Yay, angels are here. Yay, angels are here. Okay. Temperance energy, Sagittarius. Got some water in here as well. And I'm being really drawn to the red here on the card. But red here, red here, red here, red here. I mean, that's really what's popping out for me. Passion, vitality, courage. So this person feels like there is an emotional connection between the two of you that is likely that you will end up together. This person likes to communicate with you. They feel like you guys emotionally do mesh well. That maybe you guys are in a stage of figuring things out. And maybe like the relationship emotionally is constantly in evolution or flux, because you are different energies that are being, you're like an alchemist, you create change. Now, and your mode of creating change up until this point, according to your person, is to shine the light of consciousness on an unconscious situation causing their dismantlement, okay? But their emotional connection to you is one of harmony and peace with this, okay? Because that's temperance energy. So it doesn't feel like to me that this person is saying that, you know, you've created a tower in their life, although, you know, let's face it, you probably have, or you probably could if you wanted to. your energy and how they're seeing the emotional connection with you is that they feel like it's a balanced approach. Like you're moderate with this person. Like you have this ability to be like Zeus and bring everything to the ground if you wanted to, right? And then Zeus lightning bolt. But with this person, you're very moderate in your approach for whatever reason. Maybe you feel like this person is the one you're meant to end up with, and or you just like to converse with this person, or you feel like there's something mature about this connection emotionally. You just take a very balanced approach. This person feels like this connection is balanced, that it's moderate when it's necessary, you know. This is a card of extremes, but it's more in order to like lead with balance. So it's like when it comes to this connection, this emotional connection, this tower energy is more balanced. So it's more of a middle path. You feel like they feel like that a middle path is essential. If it's not a more balanced kind of energy, they feel like that's what it needs to be, or this is how they're perceiving it as being the middle path. Okay, it's mama bear energy. So it requires like a patient, moderate stance, you know, navigating a situation with great ease and great clarity. And so it's kind of like, it's very different from the tower in that energy, in that respect. So emotionally speaking, this person sees the emotional connection as a situation that does require a lot of patience and compromise and finding a harmonious balance between like your shared goals and your shared feelings, okay? And it does indicate a certain intimacy between the two of you and a certain amount of like shared feelings here. So, but they're perceiving it as something that needs patience and understanding, and that will be key into maintaining like the harmony in the connection, or making harmony in the connection, and making the relationship better, making the relationship more profound, like mutual compromise, mutual respect for each individual, you know, recognizing that you are separate and different, but you can still have mutual respect and mutual feelings for each other, that can lead to a stronger bond and more shared happiness together. Okay, so they're feeling like that's the emotional connection between the two of you. You know, to sum it up, is it's they're perceiving it as a balanced, patient, or one that requires patience, emotional connection that is full of compromise, or that compromise, a great deal of compromise is needed to maintain harmony. And if you've got tower energy here, then it would make sense. If the camera is shaking, sorry, I talk with my hands off camera. If the tower energy is here, seeing the temperance here is a blessing, because it just really chills that out. And you know, this is Sagittarius energy, this is Scorpionic energy, Scorpio energy. And as a Sagittarius who has attracted Scorpios like my entire life, you know, off and on, 3 different phases, and I have like some key placements in it as well, not very many, but I have always had like a calming influence on my Scorpio friends. Everybody's like, oh, Scorpios are so intense, and the Scorpios themselves like to be like, yeah, I'm so intense, but I come in and I like shine the light, and I'm just like, whatever, you're cute, and I'm gonna boop your nose. I don't care what you think you are, you know, whatever. So that's kind of how I feel. All right, so let's get you a card on overall perception of you. What's their overall perception of you? So what my point was, I think you know, if you know, you know, that the temperance energy has a calming and disarming effect on that tower energy, and they perceive the relationship, or the emotional connection anyway, as not being really affected by anything negative that you might perceive when we see the tower energy of destruction, disruption, things like that. Like even if it has happened and there have been like effects to that effect in the connection, they're still perceiving it as like a good connection, let's say, a good emotional connection. So I guess I could have stopped at that and the reading would have been over 5 minutes ago. How do they perceive the emotional connection? Good. But somehow that's, you know, not enough for clients, so you know, they want to know more, understandably. Anyway, overall perception of you, group 3, your person of interest, overall perceptions of you. And overall sense, how do they perceive those watching group 3? Okay, justice. Libra energy, karma's a bitch. Time to eat your karma cookies. Hope you didn't make them with poisons. Okay, silly mood tarot. Bottom line, this person views you as a very just person. That goes along with that Sagittarius energy as well. Okay. They view overall as somebody that can be tough, but in some way is detached. Like, especially you can be emotionally detached in situations, and to see things objectively and through an objective lens. Like, you are someone that has the capability and the ability to do that. So and it feels like, you know, with regard to this relationship, there are emotions. We see water there, so it's a balancing of each other's emotions in a way that works for both of you and figuring that out. But overall, their perception of you is somebody that is just really perceptive in a logical sense. Okay? So they really feel like you're that person. And they feel like ultimately you're somebody that's fair. You treat people with fairness. You treat people justly. You can be very tactful. I mean, this is a profession of the judge and the lawyer, and they have to choose their words and their actions very carefully. That's how this person feels like you overall are this way. You're very mindful of your feelings and the feelings of other people, but you make your decisions based from your head, or in general overall, that's what you do. This is someone that they feel like you are somebody that acts with confidence, but that you're honest and that you act in good faith. Okay. So basically, again, with that tower energy, it's like you don't manifest a tower on someone or initiate that process in someone who didn't have it coming in some way, shape, or form. If it's a negative thing, which again, I'm saying that the tower is not a negative thing. You have to take out the trash in order to grow your flowers, okay? In order for the kitchen to smell nice and pretty again. Not to minimize, I'm just making it frank, okay? What I'm saying is that this person is viewing you as somebody that is very justice-oriented, level-headed, analytical. You're not solely dependent on chemistry alone. Okay, you could have a ton of chemistry, and Tower represents chemistry as well. You could have a ton of that, but still be level-headed about it. And whether you're this way or not, this is how they perceive you overall as a person. Like, you would rather base, what you think and how you feel based on how someone is treating you and what their behavior has been in the past. Like, I think it was, who was it? Dr. Phil, the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. I don't care what people say about him, but that's a true statement. Okay? So if somebody, even you too, they're seeing you as somebody has dealt with karma and that you understand how that works. Okay? So if you, they view you as somebody that knows that if you're putting forth love and kindness, that's what you're going to get back. And on the other hand, if you're mistreating others, that's what you're going to get back. Okay? This is like somebody that knows that you know what karma is, and that you're probably not unaware of the effect that your presence have on other people. But you kind of look at it like, if my presence, knocks down a tower that was false anyway, if my presence unveils a truth that people were avoiding, if my presence rocks the boat and it sinks, that was just karma working through me. It's not a justification. What it is how they perceive that you're very high-minded and that you're in touch with a higher truth. And it goes along with that world energy. So you can agree or disagree, but that's what they're coming across for you, Group 3. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Please hit that like button and subscribe. If you would like a private reading, my contact information is down below. Keen is still running that 5 minutes for $1 deal, and that link is down below for new customers if you'd like a private reading. Otherwise, I will talk to you guys next time. Thanks for watching.